Good evening and welcome back, Fantasy Balls team managers. First things first, I'd like to apologize. Deepest condolences. Condolences isn't the right word. Deepest apologies for not being able to film last week. I know everybody was super devastated. But you know, the Airbnb that we stayed in, the Wi-Fi did not provide internet, so what the fuck is the point? But as the commissioner, I should have seen that coming, should have predicted it, gotten ahead of it, figured out something. That's on me. I'll take that blame. But anyway, let's move on. I would like to comment on the rapidly approaching NFL fantasy football season. Don't know why I added NFL. Obviously, fantasy football is NFL. By now, I'm assuming all 10 members are committed to partake in the league. That is myself, John K. Sex, Edward Cramsey, Brochard, Connor Donlin, the cutest man ever, Griff Wallach, called me yesterday, told me he went cloud watching. He's the cutest little old man in a 24-year-old's body ever. I love that guy. Chumba, Jake, Alec, and our defending champion, Justin Runge, coming back, the return of the king. He's already changed his name. He's ready. So if that's our case, the next steps that we have is the collection of league dues. I know you guys are going to fucking complain and bitch about it, but we all voted and approved on it. Due a week before the league draft, $25. Send it to me, Venmo or Zelle, whatever works. I still have I probably should have looked up how much money our league bank account has made this year from fantasy baseball, but whatever. So $25 is due. The other thing is deciding the draft order. I have not figured it out yet. I've just started to kind of think about it. Don't have a plan whatsoever. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. As always, I will make the actual event viewable somehow. I'll figure it out so that nothing is shady and we can confirm that everything was done in the eyes of others and the draft order is legit. So keep an eye out for that. Now, let's get into the Week 15 update. Since there was no game in the week, again, on me as commissioner, let's start with the game that would have been decided the game of the week if it were decided. Team Sternly fighting to show that they deserve to be considered a team to be feared in this league. The Sternleys went toe-to-toe with Team Wallach and came out on top. I loved it. I was able to look like once a day and kind of see what the league was doing. Once seen as a top threat in the strong upstate division, Team Wallach is in the middle of a 3-game losing streak, falling to 9-5-1. You're welcome for that tie, Griff. Still pisses me off when I see my record, though. While the Wallachs still hold on to second place spot in the upstate division, they face another tough opponent in the lazy team name this week. While the Sternleys cement themselves among the top playoff contenders as one of 5 teams that have higher than an 80% chance to make the playoffs according to ESPN's predictions. Sternly currently sits at 85%. That is the highest among the top 5 teams. After Sternly, it drops to 45%. So there's quite a gap there. So Sternly's really cementing themselves as one of the top teams. So while anything's possible, it appears that the top 5 teams have kind of been cemented. The top 3 are 98%, 99%. Then we have 96 and Jake at 85. So top 5 teams seem to be pretty cemented. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen in the last 5 weeks of the season, but I think I'm not even going to say it. I think that, whatever. We'll see who gets the last couple of spots. Speaking of the lazy team names, we had a strong showing from the PED users going head-to-head against the lazy team names with a 70-point win by Big Bruisers and PED users. Drug test is coming, bud. Lazy team name, they fought, but they could not keep up with the constant production by the PED users, scoring at least 30 points on every single day except for Monday. Just tough to beat that, Lazy team name could not keep up, even though they scored 80 points on Saturday alone. Great scoring day, just couldn't. It was too little, too late, Next, we have a great week from the Clubhouse Space Cadets, trying their bestest to fight for that sixth playoff spot. That sixth playoff spot right now is a tight race. We have 3 teams at 7 and 8 that are all kind of fighting for it. But they did so this week by putting up the second most points in the league. A respectable 339 points, second most that any team scored this week, and they took down Team Badussi, which gives them an even record. If Chumba had lost this game, Connor would have jumped in the records, actually. But while they're tied in record, Team Badussi holds a slight advantage over the Clubhouse Space Cadets in terms of points scored, which, of course, is how our league determines a tiebreaker in record. So, Connor right now has a 45% chance of making the playoffs compared to Chumba's 38, and Eddie's 35. So Connor, although he's in 4th place in the Long Island Division, has the highest chance. It's probably calculated based off on remaining record. The sun is right here, and it's actually making my thing hard to read. However, so I'm going to be facing a little different direction now. The light coming from the back of it makes it hard. I did write, if you haven't figured it out. So, the once promising Drippy Droppers have fallen from the graces of the fantasy gods, losing their 4th straight week. The Drippy Droppers have just a 5% shot at making the playoffs, according to ESPN. And while the Drippy Droppers did keep this matchup close, backup bullpen catchers pulled away in the late hours of Sunday to secure the W. Very close game. I was a little worried. Again, I could only really check once a day, so I was getting worried. BBC, however, improve to a league best 10-4-1, while also being the top scorers in the league. No big deal. Good job, BBC, eh? And we're going to end on the most disappointing team of all, Juice Balls, once again falling. It did appear that Juice Balls had a chance to pull out a W in this one. At the Thursday morning, I did the math today. Thursday morning, Juice Balls had a lead of 117-79 over the placeholders. But bad managing left Juice Balls hanging dry. Came out strong, could not compete. So, scored less than 100 points on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday combined. Johnny, just terrible managing. Rumors are starting to swirl around the league about a potential mutiny from the players. Don't know if that can happen in fantasy, but shit, rumors are rumors, right? I didn't start it. League may need to step in soon and do something about it. Don't know what that is, but 0-15, Johnny. Tough. Out of the playoffs, 10 games back. What are you even doing at this point? Get a win. Self-respect, bud. The placeholders continue their 6-game win streak, proving themselves a dangerous team heading into the final playoff push. And they hold on to first place in the Long Island Division. Again, a little bit of a weaker division, but 2 10-5 teams now. 2 of the stronger teams are coming from Long Island, though the overall division's a little weaker. Top 2 teams are dangerous. As the playoff approach grows, this game of the week is pretty important, I feel. We got Team Wallach and Lazy Team Name going head-to-head. Can Team Wallach break the 3-game losing streak? And can Lazy Team Name avoid going into a losing streak? They just lost 1. I count 2 in a row as a losing streak in fantasy. Fantasy, you could get out of it real quick. So 2 in a row is a losing streak in my book. So either team is looking to make the playoffs. Team Wallach's in a little bit of a better position, but Lazy Team Name really needs to to fight for this one if they want to still have a chance at the playoffs, while Team Wallach likely will still make the playoffs if they lose. It's getting real hairy for them with this losing streak, and Griff really needs to break it. So we'll see. That's the game of the week. That's the Week 15 recap. Good luck in Week 16. We'll talk to y'all soon.